I want to ask you about YVS. So first of all, what it stands for and who's in the group.
YVS stands for, it means Young Valley Superstars. It's crazy because I'll even tell you some real stuff. So I actually had a group prior. It's called Rocket Team. And it was just like a group of my friends in like high school. I wanted to make music and like do clothes and stuff. But, we kind of did our own thing, kind of separated. And then I was like, oh my God, like, let me just make a no thing. And I wanted to, start something where I really wanted to put on for my city because, like, even though, yes, I wasn't born here, I was raised here. And I realized that a lot of times, bro, like, growing up, like, I seen a lot of people don't like the Valley in a sense where they don't respect it. I hate the Valley. It's corny, this and that. And it's just like, I look at people like, how can you hate where you're from? Like, you're literally born here. You're with people you've built, like, your family's here, your friends are here. Like, I get it, like, you know what I'm saying? The people, it's like, I think there's always a bunch of bad apples, but you can't, like, hate, you know what I'm saying, not rep it, you feel me? And just downplay it, to the point. This is where you're from. Like, this is all you really know in a sense, you know what I mean? Especially if you're, like, 18 or, like, 19, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to make people proud of where they're from, you feel me?
Hey, bitch, just get with the program. Don't stop, baby. Ooh, this ain't a slow jam.
All right, Organized Sound Podcast, welcome back. I took a little break, but I'm back. 2022, we're ready to go. I'm with YVS Village.
You already know.
Very good to see you, sir.
Of course, man. Of course.
Really excited for this interview. We just happened to meet on Melrose.
Randomly, yeah. You just went up to me. I was like, oh my God, like it was crazy too. Like I was with my man Ant and my homie Julian, and I think my homie Tariq. We were just walking, and we just bumped into each other. And I was just like, bro, I gotta talk to this man. Like he seems like a really good vibe. Like you feel me? Yeah.
Facts. No, it worked out. Actually, bring the mic up just a little, like halfway to where you were.
Yeah.
Okay,
bet,
that's perfect. So what I wanted to talk to you about is your music. Obviously, growing up in the Valley, your music. You talk about how it has that West Coast flavor. How did you incorporate that, and what are some kind of like pieces from your childhood that you incorporate into your music?
Yeah. Okay. So like not really being from here. Like I was originally born in Philadelphia, so I was born there. I was raised out in LA, and one of the biggest things for me was when I was making West Coast music. Not even West Coast music in general. Starting off, it's just you come from an area where, especially in LA, it's very politics and a lot of people only like the one-dimensional sound. You feel me? So it's like if you're not really on the same wave as like everyone else, like you're really gonna be looked at as like an odd, like you know what I mean, normality. So I literally just thought, okay, let me take what I love, like you said, from my childhood, and mix it with my personality, who I am. I'm fun, I'm goofy, I'm a character. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also like relatable in a sense. You feel me? So I wanted to add like basically my spin on it. I'm not a gangbanger. Like I'm not trapping. I'm not like I don't do any of that stuff. But like I really just wanted to make music that really fits me, and I know there's a lot of kids like even in the hoods, even suburbs that can relate to that. And I added basically like Dom Kennedy, Nip, you know what I'm saying, Problem, YG, I just those rappers in a sense were just looking up to them, like especially growing up, in like the San Fernando Valley and stuff like that. It's just listening to them and then going to parties, you feel me, when you're younger and functions and stuff, and just really turning up, really just like that West Coast sound, you feel me? So, and also like E40 too. Like I love E40. Like he's like definitely I think he needs to get more of his credit. Like you feel me?
Damn. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely
and like
legend.
Frosty, you feel me? Frosty, he definitely was hard. Frosty the Snowman. Like really just like in a sense of just like 2014, 2015, like LA music was really like influenced.
In a good place and a fun place. I mean,
Yeah.
so much of that is definitely reflected in your music and how fun how you bring the fun and also this like comedy element too.
Yeah.
And that's why I think you translate so well on TikTok. I want to talk about TikTok and how you've used that to kind of market yourself.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest with you too. Like TikTok has actually really been a struggle in a sense where I've really had a hard time figuring out how to get people engaged. I feel like now times like we really are at an age where there isn't like a lot of like things are generating like streams and like media attention. You feel me? Like we really just have TikTok, you know, like Instagram. Like I feel like their algorithm isn't where we used to be.
It kind of slowed down.
Like Reels is really the only thing they have, and like that's like basically TikTok. Snapchat is cool, but it's really lifestyle content. You know, like who I don't really know too many people that's on Facebook like that. I'm not. I don't really like Twitter's cool, but it's not really like a thing for artists that are blowing off of that. You know what I'm saying? Reddit, I don't Tumblr, not even that. Like even
Tumblr's OG.
It's OG, it's OG. So it's just like I feel like there's a lot of times there isn't, not a lot of times, but like right now there isn't a lot of things we can use to like up your status as an artist, or like even just like where you're trying to bring in a following. You feel me? If it's not like what we talked about earlier before we even start podcast, like streaming, that's what I'm trying to get into. You feel me? Just really build a sense of just hype around like me and like who I am as an artist. And TikTok has been kind of tough because it's just. I feel like before it was so kind of easy to really get going. Now it's like super oversaturated. Now like a lot of people understand that you can't just make things. You have to be a content creator and like really in a sense go with the algorithm. You have to understand TikTok to really blow up on TikTok. You feel me? You can't just put money into something. It's not gonna work. You feel me? You have to really understand how this works, how what's going on, the trends. You feel me? The algorithm of what's like of like your videos and stuff like that, and what's going on in TikTok, because I think the algorithm changes constantly with TikTok. It's it's super unpredictable.
And they add features.
Yes.
Well, I wanted to ask. So, what's like a specific example of something you learned in a video you made and how you kind of incorporated all these things you're talking about?
Oh my gosh, I think a video that I did was I was acting like a frat boy. So I talk very proper. So I was like, okay, how about if I act like super frat, super like dude-ish, you feel me? And I literally incorporated that with like my music in a sense, where we would like do a frat boy video, and then we would do a little 10-second, 15-second music video. But like I'll be in my frat boy outfit, you feel me? And like obviously I don't know a lot of people are on TikTok like that, but the frat boy thing is very common, like the frat, like stereotypes. You feel me?
Right.
And I was I was doing that for a little bit, and it was cool, but at the same time, it really wasn't. That's why I tell people all the time, like if you're gonna do comedy, make sure it's not to the point where they're just looking at you as a comedian. You feel me? You have to make sure you're always letting people know you are an artist. You feel me? Obviously, the comedian, like the comedic aspect, brings them in. You feel me? And you can use that in your best way. But you always have to incorporate your music, because the algorithm, like great example, like I'll post a frat boy video, and the frat boy video might get a lot of views, but the music is not going to get that much views because TikTok's algorithm is only catering towards what your people are falling for.
It branches you out into these niches really well.
Yeah. But it's just like, I feel like with TikTok, it's like if you understand in a way where you can fit in like your niche, and on top of that, what you want to do, you're literally golden. I think it's one of the most important things, and that's what I'm struggling with now. And like I go back to what we're talking about, how it's controlling everything. It's like it's controlling what I'm dropping. Even my team has talked to me saying like, okay, we don't want to drop this, we want to drop this, but I feel like if we get it bumping in the sense where we're getting a hype around it, it makes it more easier to drop. You feel me? I feel a lot of times a lot of people are looking at TikTok to decide what is like hot, and it really is controlling the culture. You feel me? In a sense where we're just like, you look at Rap Caviar. What's on Rap Caviar? Like TikTok songs, not really like stuff.
Right,
like,
the stuff that is broken through there.
Yeah.
And priming your song so that when it does come out, it's people are just really receptive to it.
Yeah.
They've been waiting for it, and it can be a big release.
Yeah.
You talked about so many things in that little blurb. One thing I wanted to ask you about was going to school. You talked about the frat boy stuff. Now, did you do a little bit of college?
Yeah, I went to community college, went to Valley College for like a year. My mom made me. I think school is really important because, one, school is like an aspect of just like we've spent our adolescent years in school since like obviously we were like babies, like young. And it's just, I feel like the older we get, we realize we spend that significant part of our lives in school
over there.
You feel me? And I feel like in a sense where school teaches you such a social ability, a social aspect, it gives you the all sense of like normal, what a normal person should know. You feel me? As like an adult. You feel me? But the college, in a sense, I do believe like you now like there's so many aspects of what people can do. You feel me? I tell people all the time, go to school, but if you're not looking for a certain way where it's required, I feel like you shouldn't go. You feel me? I feel like we have so many aspects where we can hustle and make our own money and do our own things to the point you don't need a degree to make you establish.
Right. You don't need 4 years of like training to do at this point. You can learn as you're going.
Definitely.
And that's more valuable in this kind of internet age. So real quickly, I've got to ask you.
Yeah.
Now, if you were going to go to college, would you go USC or UCLA?
If I was, first of all, I probably wouldn't have the grades to even get into
Well,
those schools.
facts. Now, we're hypothetically, you're going in, you get your choice, you get into both. Which one are you going?
I'm probably going to, I'm gonna tell you the pros and cons of USC. I don't go there.
Yeah.
USC is just really. I heard like USC is like really in the hood. Like it's really like pretty.
We're near
ghetto.
it right now.
Yeah. So like it's, you feel me? But at the same time though, it's like you're a Trojan. Like I'm at USC. Like that name is just like lit. Like you feel me? I'm going to USC. Like that's dope as hell. Like, I feel like I would love that. But I just being in the ghetto, I wouldn't really want. But I think it's just fine. UCLA though, like I'm not even gonna cap though. Like UCLA got crazy baddies, like iconically baddies, and like I don't know.
That's very on brand for Village.
That's what I'm saying, and I like UCLA because one, it's super like bougie in a sense. I feel like UCLA has more of like a bougie vibe to it, and USC has more of like a different type of feeling towards it in the sense where it's just like not ghetto, but it's like a completely polar opposite of UCLA. You know what I'm saying? Just like
which
culture.
is why the rivalry exists.
Yeah.
So pick one. You got to pick one. Where are you going?
Probably UCLA.
Okay.
Of course.
We have it. You have it there, folks. Village is headed to UCLA.
Yes.
I want to ask you about YVS. So first of all, what it stands for and who's in the group.
YVS stands for, it means Young Valley Superstars. It's crazy because I'll even tell you some real stuff. So I actually had a group prior. It's called Rocket Team. And it was just like a group of my friends in like high school. I wanted to make music and like do clothes and stuff. But, we kind of did our own thing, kind of separated. And then I was like, oh my God, like, let me just make a new thing. And I wanted to, start something where I really wanted to put on for my city because like, even though, yes, I wasn't born here. I was raised here. And I realized that a lot of times, bro, like, growing up, like I seen, a lot of people don't like the Valley in a sense where they don't respect it. I hate the Valley. It's corny, this and that. And it's just like, I look at people like, how can you hate where you're from? Like, you're literally born here. You're with people. You've built, like, your family's here. Your friends are here. Like, I get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? The people, it's like, I think there's always a bunch of bad apples, but you can't, like, hate, you know what I'm saying, not rep it, you feel me? And just downplay it, to the point. This is where you're from. Like, this is all you really know in a sense, you know what I mean? Especially if you're like 18 or like 19, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I just really wanted to make people proud of where they're from, you feel me? Because I know there's a lot of kids that think the Valley's lame, you feel me? They got to be something else. And like, growing up, I had a lot of friends that try to be hood and try to be like, if they're from LA, and like, it's just, it's kind of like mind-boggling to me because I'm like, wow, like, you really don't like where you're from just because of just, like, it's, like, I guess in the sense of there's no status, you feel me? Like, L.A. has a status. It has a culture, you feel me? It has a very unique culture and a distinct type of history towards it than the Valley does. So that's why I'm trying to change that narrative and just really put on for other artists. And that's really what YVS is, you feel me? It's like a sense where I'm making a brand, an image where I'm putting on for my city. Because at the end of the day, it's like a legacy, you feel me? I'm trying to build my legacy. But who's in it, though? Me, of course, the GOAT, you know what I mean? YVS Bach, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because everyone that's been here literally have been my friends since middle school. I went to Milliken Middle School, like middle school and high school.
Whoa, shout out.
Yeah. So basically, I got my man YVS Bach, YVS Chase Bands, YVS Sip Say Laurent, YVS Linnell, YVS Tariq, and then my man Show Out. You feel me? Kid Show Out. So it's like really just on some just like a collective. Like we're really not even really a group. It's really just a collective. Like we all YVS, you know. And like my goal is really just to like, you know, put on, bro. Just really just change the narrative and change the culture. And like I know there's so many talented artists that were before me that didn't have that connection. You feel me? And didn't have that ability to like take their career to the next level because no one. Without even knowing, I feel like they couldn't understand of outreaching, of outsourcing, you feel me? Because the Valley is a very small bubble. No one's really doing nothing out there. So what you got to do is you got to go, like, you know, over the hill. You got to go to Melrose. You got to go to downtown. You got to go to L.A. to meet these people because no one's going to the Valley, you feel me? Especially if you're in the industry. Like, yo, no
one's going to come find you in the Valley.
Yeah, like, you got to go out to meet people. And I tell people all the time, you got to outsource, you feel me? You got to outreach. So
That's great advice. I wanted to ask you about the music. We got to talk about the music.
Yeah.
So OnlyFans is out right now. Very I mean the YVS, everything out of Village right now is girls, girls, girls. I feel like.
Yeah.
Have you ever paid for an OnlyFans?
No, because I read it.
Okay. And then
or Batty Hub. Look up Batty Hub. It's fire.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we're getting all the sauce right now.
Yeah, really.
And then the other song, this is unreleased, but you've been teasing it on your TikTok, which is one host, two hosts, three hosts, four.
Yeah. One,
Okay,
two, three,
what's
four.
that song called?
It's called 1 2. It's a 1 2 3 Ho.
1 2 3 Ho.
Yeah.
Talk to me about making that song.
I actually made that with Dr. Luke and my homie KB, like producer, my brother Sami, KBZ, and some really great, you know, producers. You know, when I was making the song, it was just really dope because when you're with Dr. Luke, who's like a billionaire and who's literally made so many hits and so many.
Yeah, he has hits from like Kesha, like 2007.
Literally, like, and he's still
OG.
like at the level where you would think he is, like, you feel me, in the sense where you would be at your 20s, you feel me? Like, he's like, when I was making, like, rapping the song, he was upstairs making beats, you know what I mean? It wasn't like on some, like, old head stuff, like, he'd tell other people to do that. I thought he was going to do that. I thought he was just going to oversee the session and tell people to do this and that. No, he was literally making the beats, smoking a backwood, like, you feel me, on some, like, real. I was like, yo, this is so lit.
Right.
Like, this
in
is
the
like,
cut, living it, and still pushing himself.
Yeah, yes, you feel me, in the sense where, like, it's no matter how old he is, how much money that man made, like, he really acting like he's still 20, getting it. And that's respect, like, literally, for me, being young, looking at that, I admired that so much. And just, like, it was also dope, too, because, like, his studio is a very amazing experience because we had lunch, you feel me, there. It's like a little lunch office he has. It's actually on. It's like in the cut, like, it's so like discreet, you wouldn't even know. Like, I walk past it all the time, like, for years.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, isn't that a studio here for years? I didn't know that. And like, it's super dope because it's just like in the sense of just, we're also working, but we're also like vibing. This is all about connections, you feel me? We're chilling, we're talking about a lot of things, you know, we're talking about like life and just experiences and stuff. And it was just so dope talking to a man who's done so much, and for him to give game and just like, and like the experience that he told me is just amazing, you feel me? And I feel like that's one thing that, even like if you're young, like, you should always listen to older people because they have experience. They've lived on this earth longer. They have so much they can tell and show us, you feel me? And that's why for me, I feel like one of the biggest things too for young artists too is being coachable. And like through that whole process, I was being coachable and, you know, and just listening and understanding like what he was telling me and how to do it and all his ways of doing certain type when he was making the beats and when we were writing the song. It was just amazing. Like, it was so dope.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fire.
That sounds like an experience. And I think,
it's a movie.
The best music comes when the people making it have that understanding of each other, right?
Yeah.
So that it can be something very authentic and that sounds good.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this song that's also coming out that you have with Blast.
Yeah.
Because you kind of teased some stuff from the video shoot that day. So
Yeah.
talk about how you got the song and then also talking about the video shoot day.
How I got the song actually is with my homie actually Nick. My homie Nick Barr knew his A&R, and you know, I showed him a couple of my stuff, and he was rocking with it, bro. He was really rocking with it, and he understood the vision. I think for me is like when I'm working with artists and I'm working with people, Like, I think one of the biggest thing is when they come to me and when we're trying to, like, push, like, trying to work with other artists, like, we really want them to see the vision, even before we pay for anything, before we get anything going, because, like, in the day, I want your 100%, you feel me? Especially if we're working together, like, on some stuff, and you gotta believe, like, if you don't believe in the art, like, you feel me? I feel like you really shouldn't do it, you know what I mean? Especially if you're working with people, if it's anything, if you're an artist, if you're A&R, if you're a manager, whatever, So, his A&R came, saw the music, loved it. He came, saw the music, and loved it. We hopped on the song. He's a really humble dude, really great character, bro. He's super like relatable and easy to talk to too. Like it was a great experience making that song with him. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, just like Dr. Luke also helped out with BZ. You feel me? So it was like So we were on FaceTime. You feel me? While he was like because he actually has a spot in Hawaii. You know what I mean? So while he was in Hawaii making the beat, he sent it over. He sent it over, and we, making the song and stuff. We were talking on FaceTime. It was actually the first time he had a shirt off, so he was just making the beat, and he was just like,
Was he like on the beach? That's
he wasn't even on the beach.
That's like a vision of like
room.
remote work.
He was in his room. He was in his little room, but I heard like he got like ATVs. He got like a whole like little castle. It's actually pretty crazy. So
Wow.
It's definitely dope. Yeah.
Sweet, sick. So then talk about being on set.
So
This is in the vault. This has been shot.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah, it's done. It's been shot. Basically, on set was a viral scene because I really posted on my Snapchat the last video. So like, I like in the valley, like it has a little bit of animosity to it, and a lot of people be on some hater stuff, and
There's no haters. You're not doing something.
And then I thought at the same time, it's like, okay, maybe people don't believe me. Let me screenshot the song, you feel me? Post it on my story, see if people come. So people came. Then when he really showed up, it spread like wildfire, and like the police were calling my team saying that Burbank, like people are knowing we're gonna have to shut like the street down and stuff like that, and like because obviously when there's known that he's in the area and it's a video shoot in Burbank, people are gonna flood it. So it was pretty cool. Like, you feel me? I had all my homies there from like childhood, and it was just dope. Like seeing people you grew up with and be like, yo, like look how far I came. You feel me?
Facts.
So like I always look at that experience. I always like that day because it was like the transition of just like, you're not the kid that was in his mom's living room recording on Audacity anymore. Like this is a big this is a big budget. You're working with an amazing artist, and you have an amazing crew, and you're with all your friends and family. My mom was there, my little brother was there, my dad was there. It was just it was a very amazing experience. And like, even if the song the song's gonna come out, but even if the song doesn't come out, I wouldn't take it back for the world. Like every moment was amazing.
You enjoyed
awesome.
it.
Yes, and it was like a '90s theme too, so it was like super dope too.
Yeah, I noticed that. A very throwback kind of vibe.
Yeah, it was actually shot by this girl named Ghana. She's super dope. She's a model. She also is a director too. You feel me? And she's directed like with Ferg and stuff like that, and many others. So she's super tapped in. Like,
shout out to her.
Yeah. Like,
so do you have a release date for that? Or when can we be expecting?
Not yet. What we're really trying to work on is like really getting the video right, because it does have a story to it. You feel me? So like really just getting all the clips right, and I think it should be coming out in the next couple months. Like I think really for sure, because I really want to get some singles dropped before then. So it's gonna be lit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
One thing I definitely wanted to talk about was coming out of the pandemic and doing shows again.
Yeah.
And kind of the reaction from the fans.
Yeah.
How's that been?
Like, doing shows have really just been, like, I'm keeping it 100 with you. Like, doing shows really have been a hustle. Like, I'm all about building, because shout out to actually, Mr. Rage, Elevate Events, you feel me? And I've really been working on the underground party scene, you feel me? Been going crazy in a sense with them, just been trying to like perform at their parties, you feel me, hustle, just really just have people listen to my music, Right. And the underground scene is like super turned, because they're gonna turn it with your music, you feel me? And it's just all about just like
they're down for the fun. There's none of this like, oh, everyone's
too
just
cool.
Standing there.
Yeah, and I'm trying to like really just be outside with it, because the streets, even though we talked about social media prior to this, like the streets always win. the streets always win. When you're in person and when you're literally outside making moves, talking to people, like they see that. You feel me? Like I can show you like me busting on TikTok, but if I pull up somewhere happy to perform, they're not gonna care. You feel me? But if I show you a video of me turning up with like 100 people mosh pitting, that's something real. That's real. That's real people, real interaction, real engagement that you can't take away from anybody. You feel me? So I love social media. I think TikTok is so important, but at the same time, like you look at the TikTok like loopholes. It's like sometimes TikTok doesn't translate to Instagram. Sometimes these viral songs don't translate into actually having real fans and making people care. Like actually really invested in the artists and what they're doing. And that's what I'm trying to do in the sense where I'm really trying to build a real life fan base with my fans and really build a story. You feel me? Because end of the day, like J. Cole said it best, like, why would you want to deprive yourself from the grind, from the come up? Like you can go 0 to 100, but you're just depriving yourself of you literally building your story and you building your just movie in a sense, you know? Because like we all know dudes that blow up at 16 and fall off at 19.
Right.
Academics said it the best. Like it doesn't make any sense. We're in a whole new age, age of music. So it's just, I don't know. Like I told myself, because I always used to compare myself a lot to these younger artists. You feel me? Because you know, like, and
that's funny because you talk about younger artists. How old are you?
I'm 21.
And you're only 21.
But in a sense where it's just like, yeah, I'm 21, but this kid's like 15.
Right.
Like 13, blowing up, and just like, holy, what am I not doing right? But it's just, you know, different time at a different place. And I think, you know, one of the biggest things I feel like in the human psyche is like we always compare each other to one another. And it's a big problem because everyone has a different story. Like your story is different from my story. Like I'm watching my movie from like my point of view. You're watching your movie from your point of view. So we're living this life, we're living this movie, and it's like, you know, we have different paths and different courses and different scenes. So, you know, but yeah.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're on the journey. Something that you said that was really interesting, and I heard it about a business, but I really think it translates to artists, is this idea of however many years it takes you to build it is how many years it's going to take to destroy it.
Yeah.
So now if you're in and you're hot right away, then you're not right away. And if you really take that time, build the community, we talked a lot about community before the interview, then it's just not gonna be easy to make that go away.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, like, we're people look at certain viral songs and certain people, like, it's just like, okay, what can you do with that? You feel me? Because see me, like, I know once I get in, bro, you're not gonna be able to take me out. Like my ideas and how I look at this game and people that I got around me and the music I'm about to be putting out. It's like, it's just, you gotta make, I just gotta get people to care, you feel me? And once they hear it, because music translates very slow. Like, I heard that from the homie Unghetto Matthew. He was telling me, like, songs take time to get to people, you feel me? Like Mo Mama came out, like, what? Like it was like a year old or something like that?
A year old by the time it's popping.
Yeah, and, like, it blew up crazy. It takes time, you feel me? And that's, like, a lot of times, you know, this is why, like, I go back to social media again, and, you know, don't get caught up in the, like, in the sauce, man. Like, for real, like, just do you. And I promise you, like, I don't know if y'all saw the Kanye documentary, but, like, with God's blessing, it's gonna happen, you feel me? And it's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen for me, you know what I mean? But it's just all about your story and just being consistent, and, you know, in a sense, you feel me? So
it's gonna happen, man. I wanted to ask, so today is the Grammys, actually.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to talk to you about what are some of the bigger goals that you have.
Bigger. Okay, also, shout out KBZ, you feel me? He had the Grammys right
K-Beezy.
now. He, you know what I'm saying? He's
Say it again?
Shout out KBZ, you feel me? He's at the Grammys right now with my team, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, and I hope he wins tonight, you feel me? That's
that
my
would
brother.
Be sick.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Grammy family, you know what I mean? Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Play that shit. Yeah, but my bigger goals would have to be, you know, in a sense, really defining my sound. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like my music is great, you know, but I want to take my music to the next level. And another big thing I also want to do is build more content. You feel me? I want people to see me more. I want people to really know who I am. You know, because I feel like I'm a lot of times people see me, they be like, oh my God, he's a fucking asshole. He's wearing shades inside. Why is he always wearing shades? You know, and it's just like they look at me. I guess I don't know why I come off intimidating. I don't know, it's weird. But like people talk to me like, oh my God, you're such a different person than how I see you from afar. You know, so I really want to give people more of my personality and show who I really am. And then another thing I want to do is, you know, my goal is really just to really make people care, like I said before, like really make people understand that I have great music. I'm a star, bro. Like, you feel me? In a sense where when you look at me, you know, like, oh, he's it. Like, this is the new one. You feel me? And that's really what my goals is. And also, too, just really getting YVS, in a sense, going. Like, YVS Bach has been going crazy. Like, he's, like, one of my artists, one of my guys. Like, he's so talented. YVS Chase Band dropped 2 singles recently. You feel me? Kids Show Out, My Line has been going crazy. You feel me? And, like, even, like, we're trying to make other ways. Like, YVS Linnell does crypto. You know, we talked about the crypto games. You know what I'm saying? He is so into that. We're trying to make investments in the sense where we're really just trying to take our brand and who we are as individuals to the next level. And that's really what my goal is. You know what I'm saying? In a sense where we're taking all the pieces that we know of culture and what we know and infusing it to make something great, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a good vision. It's a grand vision. Quickly, I want to ask, where did the sunglasses thing come from?
Okay, so there's this old Tom Hanks movie. It's called I Like the Thing You Do. And there's a guy called Guy. And Guy is like one of the main characters in the movie. He's a drummer. And Tom Hanks just gave him the glasses. And he said, wear these. And I was like, oh my God, I'm wearing shades like that. And it's just like,
wow.
Yeah. So a
movie reference.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that movie. It's an old movie. It's like from like the 80s. It's really good. It's definitely slept on. A lot of people haven't watched it. It talks about like old boy bands in like the 1960s because there was like a bunch of them, and a lot of them only had songs and they dissolved. You feel me? Like, and a lot of the people were signing them just because they can make a quick buck out of them.
Yeah. And
you can do whatever you want. They're gonna push this song. We're gonna milk it. We're gonna milk it. We're gonna milk it. And then, you know, but it just talks about the music industry. You know what I'm saying? And how, like, you know, when you get into that scene, it just, you know, gets a little more serious. You feel me? You kind of just separate yourself from, you know, how things were, and now you're in this new realm where you can't do things you used to do anymore. You feel me? A lot of people have different ideas, especially when you're in groups. You feel me? A lot of people have different ways.
Right, a lot of cooks in the kitchen.
Yeah. So it was a really great movie, and you know I love it because it talks about music and just like, you know, shade records.
That's sweet. I kind of want to check it out too.
It's a really good movie. It's a really good movie.
Cool.
I like the thing you do. Yeah, it's good because like it's like basically the song is I like the thing you do, and they literally milk out the whole song through the movie. And like one of the dudes in the group is like, why can't you make another song? And that goes in the sense of just like they're milking it. They're not really trying to make you into established artists. They're trying to milk the song out of, you know. But like it's a really great movie. It's a really great watch. I think everyone should watch it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, any last shout outs? Anything else you want to say to the fans, and anything else you want to
I would like
let
to
them know about?
say to my fans that I'm really sorry for not dropping. I'm really sorry for not dropping, and I'm really sorry for not giving you, in a sense, what I know I can give you. And I really want to say another thing again, that I'm at a phase right now in my career where, you know, nothing matters in a sense where my music, like I have the songs, I have everything I need. It's just about getting it to pop and really getting it to like really get to that next level where, you know, when like songs are like, okay, we like this, we gonna keep on pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm letting you know, like it's a team thing. You know, I got a lot of people controlling, you know, in a sense of what should we do this and that. And it's not like they're like on some like Uzi or like, oh, they're like controlling where I can't drop any music. It's just like we're trying to make the best move possible. You know what I'm saying? For me and my career, you know. And I really want to apologize for that. And I promise you that I'm about to come 10 times harder. You feel me? With my music, with my videos, with who I am as like a entertainer, because I am an entertainer. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I'm really, I I entertain people in the sense where I give them, you look at me like you feel good. Like, oh my God, I love his music. I love his energy. You feel me? I want to be around him, or I want to see more of him. So that's where I really want to give people. And, I'm telling you, I'm going to give you 10 times that which you saw before. And it's going to be like, it's going to be over. You know what I mean?
I believe it. I believe you're going to make up for it, man. Village, thank you very much for coming by.
You already know.
That's been Organized Sound Podcast. Check out Village. He's got new music coming all 2022. And we're signing out.
Hell yeah.